personal item bag can honestly feel like a puzzle every time you travel, especially when airlines keep changing the rules on us. So today I wanted to share something that'll make things hopefully a whole lot easier. You're about to see 3 totally different ways I've packed 3 very different personal item bags for actual trips I've taken, from long haul international flights to just getaways within the United States and everything in between. This compilation gives you over an hour of practical, real life packing tips, showing you exactly what worked, what didn't, and why. So grab your favorite beverage, settle in, and by the end, hopefully you'll have plenty of new ideas to make packing your personal item less stressful and maybe even enjoyable. Let's go. Packing your personal item for air travel can be as simple or as complicated as you want it to be. I know there are some of you who are perfectly content with just bringing a purse and a book along to read on the plane. And then there are those of us who are just a little bit extra and need a few more things in our personal item. So today I am going to take you through how I pack my personal item for air travel. Let's go. Hey y'all, and welcome back. I'm Christi, the GenX Gypsy, and today I am doing a very requested video. I've had multiple people ask how I pack my personal item bag for air travel, so I am finally putting one together for you. I am getting ready to leave for my trip to Japan, so I thought I would show you how I'm going to pack my personal item bag for that very, very long air travel day. Now, by the time you see this video, I'll actually already be in Japan. So hopefully you are following me over on Instagram and have seen all of the fun updates that I am posting. But let's get started on showing you how to pack your personal item bag so your travel day is a lot less stressful. I do have a brand new travel bag that I will be using for the first time. Sorry, I probably hit my microphone and that was loud. It's by the Love Book Company, and we're gonna pack this together for the first time. I have all of the items out that I generally will pack in my personal item, and I have some ideas for how I'm going to put things in here, but I am truly packing this for the first time. So we're kind of doing this together. I do have a list of everything that I pack in my personal item bag, or especially for this particular trip. And I'll have a link below that you can go and get like a checklist for your personal item bag if that's something you're interested in. It's totally free. I'll just have that little link and you can go there and you'll get a PDF that will have the checklist for you. So let's get started on how I pack this to basically get through security quickly and to make it a lot more efficient to use my personal item bag on the plane. I'm gonna apologize if you hear the AC in the background, a little bit of a low hum back there, because, well, it is 100 degrees outside and I cannot film this video without having the AC on. The first thing I'm gonna pack in the bottom of my personal item bag is an extra set of clothes. I am checking my suitcase this time. Even though it's a carry-on size suitcase, I still wanna have to deal with it in the airports. And hopefully, because it's going to Japan and they're an efficient country, it will actually arrive. But I am still going to put an extra set of clothes. I'm going to put a pair of shorts, a tank top, and an extra set of underwear in the bottom of my backpack for just in cases. I mean, somewhat just in case my flight gets delayed or canceled, God forbid, on the way there, and I need to have a little something extra to wear, while I'm waiting for another plane. So we're gonna put that in the bottom, and I've already got that packed up in one of my little compression bags from Trip Travel. All of the items that I am packing in here, including the personal item bag, I will have linked in the description below. I'll also have them in that first comment so that it is a little bit easier for you guys to find. I know it can be a little challenging to find that drop-down box sometimes, but I will have everything that has a link available or is available on Amazon or elsewhere. I will have it linked below. So one of the things I do like about this personal item bag, aside from the fact I get an extra pouch, is that this top part stays open. Like I don't know if you can see that. So it's got like a stiff wire around the opening of the bag, and that will stay open while I am packing things in here. So we're going to put this pack of clothes down in here. And the nice thing is, look at that. It just fits right snugly in the bottom of the backpack there. Very, very convenient. The next items I'm going to put in the bottom here are my sleeping items, because I am going to want to try to sleep on the plane. I am actually going to be using an app called Time Shifter that's going to give me a whole program on how to rearrange my daylight time and all of the stuff for maybe not being as jet lagged when I get to Japan. And it has a specific period of time that I'm supposed to try to rest or close my eyes or be in darkness while I'm on the flight. The Time Shifter app, I will let you guys know how I feel like it actually works when this whole thing is over, because I'm going to use it on the way to Japan and I'm going to use it coming back to the East Coast. So we will see. I'll do a whole review on the Time Shifter app and let you guys know how it all works, because it is something you have to pay for and it's not inexpensive. So I want to make sure it works before I tell you guys about it. So I'm going to put my blanket that I've talked about incessantly on this channel. Just fits nicely down in the bottom there. I'm hoping that you guys will be able to see this. The next two things are my turtle neck rest. I've talked about this a lot, but you know, you could use any pillow that you prefer. Just y'all, those cheap pillows that they sell in the airport, those are not helpful to you at all. Get something that has a little more structure to it. So I'm gonna pack my turtle down in the bottom as well. And I'm gonna pack my eye mask. There's actually a couple of pockets in here. I don't know, again, it's kind of hard for you guys to see. There's a couple of pockets in here. So I'm gonna pack my eye mask in one of this little pocket here, so it's a little easy to get to. Then I have a hoodie. For my travel day outfit, what I am planning on wearing is a pair of loose linen pants, a tank top, and my jean jacket and a scarf. But I am gonna take a little zip up hoodie to have just in case I want another layer. I mean, with the blanket, I'm usually fine, but I also might wanna have something that's softer than the jean jacket, even though the jean jacket is pretty soft. But I don't know that I wanna sleep in the jean jacket. So I'm gonna bring a hoodie along to have just in case I wanna switch those two out. And that's gonna go down on top of the other stuff that I already have in the bottom here. Now at this point, I want to pack my computer because I'm starting to get to where the smaller stuff is gonna go in, and I'd rather get all the bigger stuff out of the way first. So something that I do have TSA pre-check. So I generally don't have to take anything out of my personal item bag. However, there are a lot of times that they have switched up things at security, and I have ended up having to take things out of my bag, or TSA pre-check isn't even open. With this particular trip, my flight is at 5:30 a.m., which means I need to be at the airport at like 3:30 a.m. And I'm not all that sure that TSA pre-check will actually be open when I get there for my flight. So I am packing my personal item like I am going to have to go through regular security, and I'm not going to have the TSA pre-check option. So what I do to make things a little bit easier when I'm going through TSA is I pack my computer outside of my little computer. Whoops, oh gosh, sorry, that may have been loud. I pack my computer outside of my little computer case, and I slide it into its computer sleeve. Again, this backpack has a computer sleeve back here on the back part of the backpack. So I am going to slide that in, and I'm going to have the computer towards the inside of the backpack, so it's towards the softer stuff, and I'm still going to have the soft foamy cover on the back side. So what I'm going to do is slide this into the computer slot, like I said, with the foamy sleeve on the back of the computer. So it's still protected. Whoops. So you can see in there, it's still protected on the back, and then the computer is here. But that way, when I go through security, if I do need to pull out my computer, I can just quickly grab the computer out and I'm not having to mess with unzipping my foamy cover or anything like that. And then once I'm through security and I'm at the gate, I can put the computer back into the foamy computer case, and it's much safer that way. Something I haven't talked about yet that I don't typically pack in my personal item bag, I don't really typically even bring it with me when I fly, are compression socks. Because this flight is so long, I am going to bring some compression socks with me. Usually I do bring like a pair of like fuzzy socks because my feet get really cold when I fly and I don't wear socks with my Hey Dude, so I want to have something I can put on my feet. So I am going to bring the compression socks and I'm going to put those down with the hoodie because it's probably about the same time that I'd be putting the hoodie on, I would probably be putting the compression socks on. Okay, so now let's get to some of the other items that you're going to really want to be able to access when you get on the plane. So I have talked about this before, this little hack before, and that is to have a gallon size Ziploc bag. Now these are the reusable silicone Ziploc bags that I just love these things. And I'm going to use this to put in that pocket on the seat in front of you so that all of my stuff, A, is all together in one thing, but also is protected from anything that might have gotten stuck down in that pocket, like, you know, gum or dirty tissues, or there's some flight attendants who've said there's many other really nasty things that people have put in those seat back pockets. So, you know, using a Ziploc bag like this to protect your items from, you know, getting contaminated is a great idea. So what do I have in here? I have my Kindle. I have my Clorox wipes. I have an already charged up hard drive, and this hard drive, portable charger. Oh my gosh, my head is everywhere. I have a portable charger, and this portable charger is the one that already has the different cables attached for charging up, oh, there we go, for charging up whatever you need. So I have my lightning cable on this side and my USB-C cable on this side. And this is fully charged, and I'm going to have this one in my Ziploc bag so it's easy to access during the flight. I also have another portable charger that I'm going to have in my electronics bag that's going to be down in the backpack in case I need it because I run out of charge on this one. But this one charges for a long time, so hopefully I won't need it unless I get hit with delays or cancellations, but shh, we're not going to talk about those. I also have my Kleenex, little mini hand sanitizer, doohickeys. I have some mints. I have my new little fun toy, which is my little fan, which can also be a portable charger and a flashlight, just in case I need those. My earplugs, and a hair tie in here. So those are all things that I want to have fast and easy access to. So to make this the most efficient for when I get on board the plane and I get to my seat and I don't want to have to be messing around with a whole bunch of stuff, I am going to put this, whoops, get a little air out of here. Make sure you get all the air out of it so it doesn't take up more space in your personal item bag. So I am going to put this in this front pocket here. Oops. So it's easy for me to access when I get on the plane. That is one of the things I love about this backpack, is that it has so many pockets that are easy to access. So I know I'm going to get asked on whether a Kindle is something you need to pull out during airport security because of, you know, when they ask you to pull out your technology stuff. My understanding, and I've never been asked to pull out my Kindle, but my understanding is if it's like a cell phone size or a large cell phone size or smaller, or even like the Kindle size or smaller, you don't need to pull that out. However, if it is a tablet or an iPad that's a larger tablet or iPad, I do believe you need to pull those out. But keep your ears open and watch the other people around you and see if those are things that they are pulling out. If you are questioning whether you need to do that, I would maybe put that item back with your computer or maybe in place of where the computer was, and do the same thing that I do and like leave it out of its case until you get through security. And so I have put that Ziploc bag with all the stuff that I really want to be able to get to in the airplane in this front pocket. So when I get on the plane, I can just open up this front pocket, pull this out, and stick it into the seat back pocket in front of me. And then I can put the rest of I can either put this in the bin above me or I can put it under my feet, depending on how much I feel like I'm going to want to get out of my personal item while I am traveling. Okay, phew. Let's talk about the rest of the items that I am going to put in my personal item bag. I do have my 2 sets of headphones. These are my wireless headphones that I've had for a number of years now that were cheapies. I mean, I don't think I've spent more than $19 on these things, and they have worked so well. And then my old-fashioned corded headphones that have the jack that I can plug into the jack on the plane if I want to be able to use their entertainment system that they have on the plane. I know that you can get like a little Bluetooth wireless thing that you can use in the jack, but they're like $40 or $30 and they're not cheap. So I'm just gonna keep bringing my inexpensive corded headphones with me, especially for a really long flight like this. Typically, I'm not bringing these along much for any flight that's short, but I will bring my Bluetooth headphones because I do like to listen to a lot of podcasts. I might download an Audible book or 2, although I prefer to really read on my Kindle than listen to books when I'm sitting on the plane. But if I want to watch some videos or something that I have on my phone, I will use these. But I'll also be using them during my trip too. So I'm going to put both of these in a pocket on the inside of the backpack. Typically, unless I'm really into any of the movies on the plane, these aren't things that I need instant access to. That's why they're not going in that Ziploc bag. I'm just going to put them in a pocket that's towards the top of the backpack, and then, they're easy enough to get to. In this little bag, I have my charging cable for my laptop, and I have extra batteries for my GoPro. These are not items that I think that I'm going to need super easy access to. I don't know if I'll be using my computer or not, and I don't know how much I'll be going through the batteries on my GoPro or not. It depends how much I'm using my GoPro for vlogging during my travel day. So I'm just going to stick these down on the side of my backpack so I can get to them, but I don't need like super easy access to them. I like to bring a couple of pens and a notebook with me when I am flying, and I especially like to bring pens when I'm flying overseas because you never know when you might have some forms you need to fill out. But I also like to do research for videos, or if some video ideas come to me while I'm flying, or maybe some script ideas or things I need to research. I like the old-fashioned way of having something I can write it down on. I mean, I can take notes in my phone, but sometimes just the act of writing it down, I feel like helps me remember it a little bit better. I don't know, do you guys feel that same way? I feel so old-fashioned sometimes when I'm taking physical notes, but I do feel like I tend to remember things better. That's why, my packing list is written down and not in a digital form. And I'm going to put those up front. I have this other little pocket up here in the front here that I'm just going to stick my my notebook down in there, and I'm going to stick my pens down in there too. You could put your pens in that Ziploc bag if you wanted to, where they'd be a little bit easier to access, but after that Ziploc bag is out of this front pocket, it's a lot easier to get to things in this pocket. Whew, we're getting there. I also have my sunglasses and a pair of reading glasses in here, and I'm going to stick those toward, where am I going to stick those? I don't know if there's pockets in here. There are some pockets in here in the inside, so I'm going to stick my sunglasses and my reading glasses in one of those pockets. I'll show you that. So that's where my, whoops, right there. That's where I have stuck my reading glasses and my sunglasses, in that pocket, one of those little pockets in there. So my passport and my wallet are actually going to be in my jean jacket with me. I probably won't put them in my personal item bag. I'll probably just have them, I have those inside pockets in my jean jacket, and I will probably have those in there so that they're on me during the day. Now, if I get hot and I take the jean jacket off, I have this secret little pocket on the back here that I would just slide those into, because then it's on the back of it's on my bag, so it'd be a lot harder for somebody to get to. Typically, I'm going to have those in my jacket with me. I have my collapsible water bottle that I will fill up once I get to the airport, and I'm going to keep that in one of the water bottle holders out here on the side, because once it's filled up with water, that's where it's going to be anyway. So this is just another little extra electronics. So there's some charging cables in here, a charging block in case I need it, and another portable charger. I wouldn't typically bring 2 portable chargers with me, but between the long flight and the fact that we are renting an RV while we're in Japan, I kind of want to make sure that I have a little extra power, because I have the batteries from the GoPro that I need to charge up. I need to keep my phone charged up because I'll be doing a lot of video on my phone. So I want to make sure I don't run out of power. So I'm going to stick that down here as well just on the top of the things that are in there at this point. And lastly, I have my GoPro set up, that I have my little GoPro set up for vlogging, because I'm going to use this for vlogging, and then I'm going to use my phone as well to do videos and everything while I'm traveling. And those are the only 2 cameras I'm going to bring. I'm not actually bringing the camera that I'm filming this on today. It's just too big and bulky, and it gets to be a lot. And we'll just stick that down here. There we go. And then we'll just add the microphone in that pocket as well. For this tripod, which I really like because you can move the legs around and it makes it like easier to set it up for a tripod, especially if you're doing a lot of hiking and you want to like put it around a tree stump or a tree limb. Yeah, I swear I have not been drinking before I filmed this video. There's just so many moving parts to this week, so I apologize. I really, really do like this tripod, and if you're looking for something that you want to take with you traveling so that you can get, you know, video of yourself and you're not always just taking selfies like from here, this is a really good one to get, and it's not terribly expensive. It's kind of a knockoff of, there's a super expensive one that I think that's like $50 or $75 that has the, you know, the movable legs. And I think this one was only like $20, $25 maybe. But I do need to find a place for it in here. And I think I'm just going to slide it along into the bottom here. There we go. So, and because the legs bend, I think I can bend them down. There we go. So that fits in there. So the last thing we have is my liquids bag. And in my liquids bag, I have packed all of the things that I would want for a little freshen up at the end of the flight, or even between the 2 flights, because I have a flight to Detroit, and then I'm in Detroit for like 3 hours before my flight leaves for Tokyo. So I'll go through what I actually have in here. So because I'm packing all of my toiletries in my checked bag, I have very minimal items in my liquids bag. That's why it's not very full. You can see I have a ton of extra space in here. I will probably add some food items in here. I have some hummus that I want to take, and I have some olives that have a little bit of liquid in the little containers, so I'll probably throw these in here just so I don't have any issues. And if I decide to make a rice bowl, I might throw some soy sauce. But so it's nice to have that little extra space in my liquids bag so that I can put that stuff in there. Let's go over what I actually have in here, because I'm sure you'll find that interesting. Maybe, I don't know, let me know. Do you find it interesting to find out what I have in here? Some people, you know, if you don't have room in your liquids bag, just grab another little bag to put some of these items in, because the majority of them aren't actually liquids and don't need to be in a liquids bag, but I just don't want to have another pouch to put stuff in when it's all pretty much the same type of items. So I have my toothbrush. I have another thing of Kleenex, just in case I have a really runny nose, a nail file, 3 deodorant wipes, again, because I might want to freshen up. I have some eye drops, Q-tips, and I'll tell you why I have those in a second. I have some Advil, because even as much as you try to stay hydrated on a flight, you know, sometimes you can just get headaches while you are traveling. So I'll bring some Advil to have just in case I do get a headache. Little mirror in here, little pocket mirror. My lotion that is actually a bar lotion, so it's not a liquid. Well, again, all of this stuff other than the eye drop so far, none of these items are liquid items and wouldn't have to be in there. I am bringing some blister pads, and the reason I have them in my bag here is, I mean, my Hey Dudes don't give me blisters, but I would rather be safe than sorry if I'm walking through an airport and all of a sudden I get a blister or something. Otherwise, I just have these in my checked bag. Some mascara and some brow tamer for, again, as a little bit of freshen up. I'll probably add some lipstick or lip gloss to this later. A couple of more hair ties, and I have some moisturizer in here, face moisturizer. And then finally, I have my Neosporin, which I know does not kill viruses. It kills bacteria. However, because it is liquid, and you could use Vaseline for this same exact thing. I just don't have any Vaseline, and this is just such a small little container that it's easy to pack. But I'll take the Neosporin and I'll put it on a Q-tip and I'll wipe it around the inside of my nose to keep my nose from getting dried out and maybe having germs land in my nose and get embedded and making me get sick. So that is, that is why I use that. And yes, you can use Vaseline, and no, this will not kill any viruses, but it's just another way to kind of prevent maybe something getting up in your nose and making you sick. So those are the things that I have in my little liquids bag. Other things that I might add, if I'm not bringing a snack bag with me, I might add like a couple of tea bags, like some echinacea tea to have with me, or I like to use a liquid stevia, so sometimes I'll throw that in here. But yeah, this is pretty much everything that I pack and how I pack my personal item bag. Because this is a liquids bag, and most of the time when you're going through regular airport security, they're gonna request that you pull this out, at least currently. Hopefully soon we won't have to be doing this anymore. But for now, in regular airport security, you're probably gonna have to pull your liquids bag out. Luckily, this beautiful Tripped Travel liquids bag, which is part of their toiletry bag set, has a clip back here. It's so that you can unclip it and you can actually clip it to the handle of your personal item bag, and then you can just carry it on the outside. When you're going through security, you can take it off, put it in the bin, and then after you're through security, you can just put it into the top. Show you. I do still have room for it in here. You can put it into the top of your personal item bag, and then you can close up your personal item bag, and you are ready to go. Just like that. You guys, thank you so much for making it all the way through this video with me. I'm sorry if it felt a little convoluted. I'm hoping when I edit it, it will come together really nicely. But thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate you all. And you're an amazing community. And I hope that we are all having fun traveling together and continuing to give each other advice on how to take the stress out of travel. When you're packing carry-on only, the type of personal item bag you choose could make a huge difference, not only for your packing capacity, but also on your physical exertion during your travel day. Today, I'm packing up a brand new underseat roller bag for my trip to Oregon. And at the end of the video, I'll give you a full report on whether it's a yay or a nay for me. Let's go. First of all, I do want to say up front, this is not a sponsored video. This roller bag is one that I did my own research on and picked off of Amazon. I just really wanted to be able to try out this style of bag. And by the way, hey y'all, if you're new here, welcome. I'm Christi, the GenX Gypsy. And if you're returning, thank you for coming back. If you have been around for a while, you'll know that I generally prefer to use a backpack for my personal item bag. I have my favorite Rubik backpack that I've been using for about a year now, and it has been awesome. The best backpack that I've used in years. However, over the past few years, I have had an old shoulder injury that, well, just keeps bothering me. And when I traveled to Puerto Rico, I was having some issues with getting the backpack on and off due to the direction, my arms need to go in order to get the backpack on. And since then, I have been working with a physical therapist who is awesome, and they have strengthened my muscles in my back and shoulder, and it's great now. But it did get me thinking about how shoulder injuries and weakness are a huge issue for women our age, and that carrying a backpack or even a purse or tote bag can get to be really challenging. So I wanted to try out another option, and I thought this trip to Oregon would be the perfect time to test it out. Now, I have never packed this bag before, so we'll be learning all about it together today. It was very highly rated, so I do have high hopes for it. As we go along, I will be sharing my strategies for packing a personal item for a stress-free travel day, no matter what style of bag you are choosing to bring along on your trip. So this is the Virage, I think that's how you pronounce it, underseat roller bag. It is about 4.5 pounds before it's packed up. And I wanted to give you a little bit of a size comparison. So this is my Rubik 18-inch backpack. And then this is the roller bag. So they are very, very similar in size. Let's get started packing her up. I got to figure out where all the pockets are on this thing and where I'm going to put everything. The very first strategy is to always pack your personal item bag like your carry-on suitcase is going to get checked, and the only bag you're going to be allowed to have on the airplane with you is your personal item. So there are certain things that you are going to need to make sure are in your personal item bag, and those are most specifically any pertinent medications that you need to have with you, especially if your luggage gets lost. Although usually if they're gate checking your carry-on bag, knock wood, it doesn't usually get lost. But on the off chance that you have to check it even before you make it to the gate, always, always, always have your prescription medications with you in your personal item bag. The second thing that you absolutely cannot have in any suitcase that is going down into the hold underneath the airplane are lithium batteries. And these are going to be your portable chargers, your camera batteries, anything that has a lithium aspect to it, because they are a fire danger, especially when they are down in the belly of the airplane, based on the different altitudes and the air pressure that they are going to be at in the airplane. If your camera battery is inside your camera, like if you just have the one battery that is actually installed in your camera like normal, that's usually not an issue. It's the extra batteries that you may be carrying with you, like I do, because I run out. The batteries only last for like 30 or 40 minutes. So you need extra batteries if you're filming a lot. You can't have multiple batteries together in like a pouch and have that in underneath the plane. So those need to go in your personal item as well. Basically, you want to have everything packed into your personal item bag that you would really, really be upset if you didn't have with you if the airline happens to lose your luggage. The second strategy is to pack an extra set of clothes. It doesn't have to be much, just to get you through the first 24 hours in case something happens. For this particular trip, for me, I am going to Oregon for a travel conference. I get to see my daughter too, yay! But the conference will be starting the next morning after I arrive. So I'm going to pack a dress and some underwear and other things that I would want to have with me to be able to use to go to the conference, just in case Delta loses my bag. Although I have strong faith in Delta. I hope I'm not cursing myself by saying that, but I have strong faith in Delta that my bag will make it there and I'll have plenty of clothes. But this is one of those things that it's just better to be safe than sorry. I've, knock wood, never had to use that extra set of clothes yet, but there's always a first time. If you've been here a while, this third strategy is not going to be new to you, and that is to put all of the items that you are going to really want easy access to during your flight into a Ziploc bag. I love using these reusable silicone Ziploc bags, and I have been taking like an extra grocery bag to put my Ziploc bag inside of when I put it in the seat back, in the pocket in the seat back in front of me, just to make sure that, you know, there's no yuckies that are going to get on that Ziploc bag, because it is reusable and I'm going to use it over and over again. Some of the things that I like to have in the Ziploc bag are Clorox wipes and hand sanitizers and my Kindle and my portable charger. And I'm going to talk a second about the Clorox wipes. And I know they don't necessarily get everything, all of the germs off of the seats, but I have found, and on my unscientific experiments that I've done on myself, I have found that the flights and the trips that I do not wipe down my seat and tray table and seat belt and headrest immediately upon getting into the plane, those are the trips that I end up getting sick on. So from now on, I will always be wiping everything down in my seat when I get on the plane. And the Clorox wipes are just the easiest and most handy thing to have. The hand sanitizer is just a good backup. And also, just as a reminder, keep washing your hands. Hand washing is one of the best ways to keep from getting sick, because even though COVID might not be a big thing, or the coronavirus isn't a big thing anymore, there are still viruses out there, and you can still get sick when you travel, and you're still in an enclosed space with germs kind of floating around in the air. So it's just a really, really good idea to wipe things down. And, you know, wear a mask if you want to wear a mask. The fourth strategy is to pack a pouch with freshen up toiletries that you can use during your layover or when you arrive at your destination to make you feel, well, just a little bit fresher. This flight to Oregon is a 6 a.m. departure, so super, super early for me. But I'm going to arrive around lunchtime, and it's always nice to be able to put on a little more deodorant, maybe brush my teeth and touch up my makeup before I leave the airport and head out, because we're probably going to go straight somewhere for lunch. It's just nice to not feel like you've been sleeping on a plane and that you wake up with, you know, nasty breath and, you know, sweat all over you. It's good to be able to, well, freshen up. The fifth strategy is to pack your sleeping gear if you're going to be on a long haul flight or a red-eye flight, which is what my return flight is going to be coming home from Oregon. If you saw my regrets video where I cleaned out all of my travel gear, you'll know that I've been a little bit ambivalent about my turtleneck rest, but I'm going to give it another shot on this flight. I am in economy, so I think anything that will help with the comfort level will be good to have. But to save room, I'm not bringing a blanket with me. I'm pretty sure, since I'm flying Delta, that they're going to provide a blanket, but I'll let you know. And of course, I am going to be bringing my favorite eye mask with me, because it has saved my butt a few times, allowing me to get some extra shut-eye when it's really bright on the plane. For my extra set of clothes, I am going to use one of my Trip to Travel compression packing cubes, one of the many I have. This set I really like because it's got the sheer top, so you can really see what is inside there. What I am going to pack inside is a pair of underwear and a set of pajamas and a dress to wear for the conference. Like I said, just in case something happens to my luggage. My daughter is going to be there, and I'm staying just like a couple of blocks from her house. So if I really need something, I can probably get it from her. But it is nice to have your own clothes, especially when you're going to a conference. And if you saw my one bag packing video, then you'll know that this is the dress that packs down really nice and small, and I really like it. It's a favorite this year for sure. So I'm just going to pack these all in here, get them zipped up. and then we'll stick them in the bottom of the personal item bag. So the personal item bag does open up like a traditional soft-sided suitcase where it's got the top lid, I guess is the best way to call it, that comes over. And it has these nice straps for strapping stuff down inside. There's these compression straps, and then it's got straps that you can make this like a, so it'll stay standing up like this. Although, I mean, I guess if you have it where it's not leaning against the wall and you don't want this to be flopped all the way over, you could use it for that. I don't know that that's a function that I will use, but regardless, we have our clothes packed in there. Now let's go get our bag of airplane necessities, or the things that I'm going to want to have in the airplane with me. Here is my reusable Ziploc bag that I have all of my airplane necessities in. A few other items that I have in here besides the ones that I mentioned are some Kleenex, a pen, I have some earplugs. I also have my little pill case for, you know, just I have some Dramamine, some Advil, some allergy medicine, just in case I start to have an allergy attack on the plane. But I have all of that in my reusable silicone bag. And I've done lots of videos where I go over more specific details on this, and I'll have those all linked below in case you want to check those out after this video. I am going to go ahead and pack it in a plastic bag that I'll be able to put it in that seat back if I want to. And we are going to, gosh, I really want this to be easy to get out when I get on the plane. And sometimes before I get on the plane, I don't think, no, that's gonna be too small. That little pocket up front is too small for this to go in. And then this is the computer pocket, which according to the thing, my computer is supposed to fit in. So we will see. It might be a tight fit in there. I might be putting my computer in here. In fact, I think that's what I'm going to do because I have a padded thing for my computer. So I'm actually going to put this in this front pocket so that I can get to it really easily. And then when it comes time to pack up my electronics, I'm just going to put them on the top of that interior pocket. So those are the first two things. Now let's see what's next. And here is my little freshen up kit. I actually use, this is a bag that comes as part of the toiletry kit that I got from Trip Travel. And this is, I love, this is like the perfect size little plastic bag for me, for my freshen up kit. And I don't have anything liquid in here. I mean, the mascara is borderline, whether it's liquid or not. So I've never been called out having my mascara in here and then making me put it into my actual liquids bag. So everything in here is solid, so I don't have to worry about getting it out. And a few other things I said, I've got the deodorant wipes, the toothbrush, the little mini toothbrushes. I do have like a little pocket mirror. I have some toothpicks if I want those. And I also threw in my daily vitamins that'll be for the day that I travel, and some chapstick. And that is all in here. And I am going to put that in this little pocket up front because that should fit right there. And that's a tiny little pocket. I think that's meant for like your passport and stuff like that, but I will most likely have that on my person, like in a pocket in my jacket. For my nighttime gear, I do have my favorite eye mask. That's the best. Turtle neck brace. And I'm throwing in a pair of socks just in case I happen to be wearing an outfit that I don't have socks on with for that nighttime travel. I do like to have an extra pair of socks with me. And then I'm going to set that in here. Most likely, in fact, I can probably put it in the very bottom there because I won't be using that stuff for the flight from Atlanta, or well, from Raleigh to Oregon, because it'll be during the day. I mean, I'm leaving at 6 a.m. I'll pretty much be awake. That leaves plenty of space for my tech gear, although It looks like I have a lot of room right now, but I have a feeling once my computer goes in and I have my pouches with my batteries and my cameras and such, this is going to be pretty full. I'll probably have a little bit of room for some snacks. Let's talk about where we are going to put the water bottle, because we know that is very important to me. So we're going to close that up for now. Zippers are a little snug. They're not super smooth. Maybe after they get used a little bit, they'll be a little smoother. Now, we've got two pockets on the side that are perfect for water bottles. So I'm going to go grab my collapsible water bottle and we'll put that in there. So I'm going to put my collapsible water bottle in here, and then it should fit once it is all filled up. I could have it in there. But I also wanted to show you that my large 20 ounce will fit in there too. It won't like zip up, but it does fit and it holds it just really nicely. So if you have a larger water bottle, it does have a slot over here that you can use. And then the pocket on this side, whoops, is also could be used for another water bottle, but it also has the cord that if you wanted to charge something up, it has the hole that you can kind of stick that through in. But I don't typically do that with my portable chargers. I usually just use them on my own. So I might use this for my passport and my wallet to stick in that pocket there. She's all packed up except for my computer and all of my tech gear, which I will be packing in a couple of days. But I wanted to show you real quick how she fits onto the roller suitcase that I will be using as my carry-on. She does have a strap. Oops. So it goes just like that. It does, I don't think, oh, there we go. It barely comes up enough that I can like roll it with that on top of it. There is a version that you put on to the side, but this one is not that. I think that one is a little bit bigger and maybe a little bit more expensive, but this works fine. I mean, it'll work. I can still roll it like this. It's a lot taller than I'm used to. We'll see how it works in the airport. So I think we'll leave it here for now and we'll slide on over to future Christi and she can give you her thoughts on it. Well, I'm getting ready to finally walk out the door. It has been a crazy day. I had to go get stitches removed from my basal cell melanoma that I had taken out a couple of weeks ago. But I wanted to show you guys, I had promised that I was going to show you when I loaded up my computer and my electronics, and I have decided to put my toiletry, or actually my liquids bag, into the rollaway bag so that just in case, I have TSA pre-check, but just in case they need me to take things out, I'll have it all ready to go when I get through security. So this is what it is going to look like. I'm pretty sure it's all going to fit. It seemed like there was a lot of room in here when we were packing it earlier. So we are going to put the computer right in here. Ooh, it just barely fits in there. And that can go there. And then my liquids bag, my little trip travel liquids bag. I love this thing. And it is going to be, we are gonna actually, so I have my turtle neck brace and my eye mask here and my socks, and I'm gonna move that. I'm gonna put the liquids bag towards the bottom because it's a little heavier, and then we will squeeze the rest of this stuff right in here. And I am not using the straps to strap anything down in here, just because I want to be able to get to it when I'm going through security if I need to get it out quickly. I don't want to have to mess with the straps. So I will tell you just out of the gate that I'm not a big fan of all these straps hanging out on the inside of this bag. It feels really awkward and not really sure what to do with them. I mean, honestly, I'd love to just cut them off, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, I think that is ready to go. It's not light, so it's a good thing that it's on wheels. I am going to put my glasses case in here along with my earbuds. It is really hot and humid today. I think we're getting thunderstorms tomorrow. Hopefully not while I am flying, but she's all ready to go to the airport. So I will let you know what I think. Well, I've been back from Oregon for a couple of weeks now, and I thought it was long overdue for me to give my honest opinion on what I thought of this under-seat roller bag. And in a nutshell, I hated it. Yep, it just does not work. Number one, and a huge number one, is that you can't get it under the seat in front of you. Now, maybe if you're sitting in like a plus seat or a first class seat or business class, you might be able to manipulate this to be able to get it under the seat in front of you. But in economy, you just don't have the space between the seat and the seat back to actually maneuver the bag so that it will slide under the seat in front of you. Because of the structure, there's just no way to squish it down and maneuver it and get it to go under that seat. So it's useless as a personal item, in my personal opinion, because a personal item should be going under the seat in front of you. And if you can't get it under the seat in front of you, then it's not really a personal item. So this had to go in the overhead bin on all 4 of my flights. Luckily, because I do use that strategy where I put all of my items in the Ziploc bag that I like to have in the seat with me, I was able to pull that out and have that with me, but I want to have my stuff with me. I mean, that's the whole point of the personal item bag. I also didn't love that you had to open the flap all the way in order to pack it in, and the outside pockets, like this pocket's pretty much useless unless you just want to put a passport and your wallet in there. The water bottle holder, I don't particularly love the way that that's set up on the side. I mean, so many things. This is just absolutely going in the nay column. Mama's got a brand new bag. Today, by lots and lots of requests, I'm packing up the popular Nomad Lane Bento Bag for my fall trip to the West Coast. Let's go. I thought today I would do the reverse of how I usually do these videos by actually unpacking my bag so you can easily see where I have put everything. But first, let's weigh the bag so you'll have a good idea if how I packed might work for those stricter airlines that do weigh your personal item. Now, the bag itself does weigh about 2.76 pounds when it is empty. So let's see how much it weighs when it's full. Okay, got my handy dandy luggage scale here. Okay. It is right at 15.2 pounds. So let's see what that is in kilograms. Okay, so for kilograms, it is 6.9 kilograms. So it comes in just under that 7 kilograms level that I think a lot of like Australian and European airlines require for your personal item. And I have packed like some extra clothes in here, as you'll see as I unpack it. So we are going to start from the, let's see, which way do I want to start? We'll start from the inside out. I think that's the best way to start it. So I'm going to show you, first of all, how you can access all of the items while you are on the plane from the top. And all these openings on the top here, all the zippers there, allow you to access the pockets without having to open the whole bag. So if you just slide this bag out from under the seat in front of you, you'll be able to unzip these and get to things easily. So I do have a new thing to me, which is this tray cover that also has pockets. So this is something that I will be sliding over the tray table in front of me. And then it has a pocket, a big pocket for me to be able to put my computer in, and smaller pockets out here to be able to put like my phone and other things in that I want easy access to while I'm on the flight. This is something that I had a couple of you actually recommend to me. So I'm excited to try it out on this trip. The next thing I have in here that I will definitely be pulling out, especially on my 5-hour flight, because I'm going to need to get some work done, is my computer. Like I said, they do have multiple padded pockets in here, but as I'll show you in a second when we actually open up the clamshell part of this bag, you'll see everything is pretty well padded in there. My computer, my laptop is actually like a 17-inch laptop. It's a really big laptop, so it doesn't quite fit in the padded sections, but I will show you in a second where you could put a smaller laptop, your iPad, or your e-reader, or your tablet, whatever you actually carry and like to work with on the plane. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and pull out my computer, because I would probably be pulling that out and maybe putting it in here, but most likely I will be working on the plane, especially on this trip. The other thing I will have easy access to are my snacks that I have in my little snack bag here. Unfortunately, if you've seen some of my older snack videos, my trick of bringing a Starbucks bag on the plane with your sandwiches and your snacks and whatever, for a lot of airlines, they've caught on to that trick. So if you're only allowed one personal item, or you've already got a personal item and your carry-on suitcase, which is how I am traveling this time, I'm going full-on carry-on, I need to actually be able to put my snacks inside my personal item, because I can't have a third bag that I am bringing on the plane, because unfortunately they've gotten really, really strict about that, even here in the United States. So I do have my snack bag that I put in here, and I've got like a sandwich, I've got some collagen pouches in here, some tea if I need it, and a couple of other snacks, some nuts and everything. I'm actually going to do a video in the near future about how I get enough protein and the snacks that I am carrying on the planes these days to stay healthy. So make sure that you subscribe if you don't want to miss that video, because it will be coming up very, very soon. And to subscribe is free. And I do notice that there's probably about 70% of you guys that come back time after time and you haven't hit that subscribe button yet. So I hope you take a second to hit it, because it really does help out this channel, and it helps you out, because the YouTube algorithm will then give you more content that they know that you are going to like. So after the snack bag, I am going to show you these other pockets that open on the front. So up here we have, boy, taking the laptop out of this thing made it significantly lighter. So we have two pockets that go down into the bag here. And in this one, I have put my liquids bag. Now, because I am going fully carry-on only for this trip, I did put all of my liquids in this bag, because I want to be able to pull it out quickly if I need to when I am going through airport security. Now, I do have TSA pre-check, so that doesn't happen very often, but it is nice that you have this pocket here that is just a easy, convenient, you can pull it out and just stick it right back in, like that. And then the other pocket on this side is another one that just slides into there. And I've got a few things in here. I've got my sunglasses and my reading glasses in this double-sided glasses case. So I have a pair of reading glasses there, and then I have my sunglasses in here, because sometimes you do need sunglasses on a plane if it's really bright and people have their windows open. But also, I'm hoping that there'll be more sunshine than not when I'm in the Pacific Northwest. You never know when it's September and October, but it usually is very, very pretty this time of year. The other things that I have in here are my magnetic portable charger. And I want to stress at this point too, when you are packing your personal item bag, you do need to always pack your personal item bag like your carry-on suitcase might get checked, meaning that you need to have all of your electronics that you can't have in a checked bag, like your lithium batteries, your portable chargers and such, need to be in the personal bag that you are going to keep with you on the plane, because those things cannot go under the belly of the plane, because they are kind of a fire hazard. The other things that you want to make sure that you have in your personal item and you don't have in your suitcase or your carry-on suitcase, again, in case it gets checked, are your prescription medications that you are going to absolutely need, at least for the first couple of days that you arrive at your destination, because you never know. They've gotten really, really, really good with luggage this year. I haven't heard nearly the amount of stories of luggage being lost, but it still happens. So you want to make sure that you have that prescription medication with you. What else? The other thing that I have in this pocket is my collapsible water bottle that once I get through security, I'll be filling this up and I'll just be carrying it around with me. So I drink plenty of water. On this outside pocket, I have a few other things that I might want quick access to. So I have my Clorox wipes for wiping down everything in the plane once I get on. If you've been here for a while, you know that I have my little spiel about how the times that I do not wipe things down in the plane are the trips that I end up getting sick on. So it is, whether it's, I don't think it's superstitious. I do think it's a good idea, but it is something that I am very adamant about wiping everything down, my seat belt, the headrest behind me, basically anything that my body is going to touch in the plane, I wipe with the Clorox wipes. And I share them with my neighbors too. I have Kleenex because we all need a little Kleenex on the plane. I have, let's see, what else? I've got a lot of little stuff up here. I have my wallet, so it's easy to access in this front pocket here for me to be able to get to. So I have that there. I have my chapstick. I have, my little pill holder that you've seen in so many videos that, again, this has like my ibuprofen, Aleve, some allergy medicine, all that type of stuff. I think I need to fill that up actually before I leave. And what else do I have in here? I have my earbuds. I have a couple of hair ties because sometimes my hair just kind of gets crazy and I want to get it out of the way. And sorry, I keep clicking. I don't know why I do that. I have my set of vitamins for the day that I will be traveling. So I have those to take when I need to take them. I love this vitamin holder that I got that has rainbow colored containers, and then they've got both for your day vitamins and your nighttime vitamins, because I do like to, there are things that I like to take at different times of the day. So I love how easy it is to divide these up and put them in the right place, but also just how much room is in here, because these vitamins get kind of big when you start having the multivitamins and your omegas and your turmeric and your probiotics and yada yada. My Zyrtec that I take every day, all of that is in here, so I can take it when I need to. And I have a pen. All of these things easy to get into and pull out of while I am traveling. Let's see, what else do I have in here? I think I've got one more thing. I've got earplugs just in case there's a crying baby or somebody playing a video game with no headphones on. I have those that I can get to really easily. And mints. I mean, sometimes I put chewing gum in here, but for today I'm gonna have mints just to have something if I need extra help for my ears to pop, or I just, feel like I want a little fresher breath. Okay, another outside thing is this back pocket here that is part of the trolley strap. And in there, I just have my passport, so it's easy to grab when I need it. Now, let's open up the bag and you'll see, ta-da! So this is what we mean by clamshell. See how lovely and easy this is to get to everything in here. Now, obviously, you wouldn't want to have to open it up like this while you're on the plane. That's why they have all of those easy to access zippers at the top of the bag. But in here, you can put this is where if you have most normal size laptops and tablets are going to fit in these two pockets. I do have my Kindle slid into one of those pockets, my e-reader. I don't think I have anything else. Nope, nothing else in there. Let's turn it around like this so you can see this nice, easy to see netted side zip area, mesh zip area. I'm losing my words for some reason. Probably because it's just so hot. These here, you can see the pockets kind of coming down. Those are the pockets that you can access from the top. So this pocket here, that is where I have my liquids bag. So that does take up room in this area of the bag. So it kind of limits what you can pack in this mesh area if you have things in both of these pockets. So what I have put over here are just more of my electronics, that I don't necessarily need on the flight. These are things that I'm going to need when I get to my destination, but I don't necessarily want to pack them in my carry-on suitcase either. So these are like my charging cables, my charging blocks, and such. And then in this little bag are actually all of the accessories and things that I need to go with my new little mics that I just purchased. That these things are amazing. They have been fantastic. They're so tiny and the sound on them is really, really good. I've gone through probably 6 different microphones doing this channel, and this by far, I've used it for 3 videos so far, and this has definitely been, it's a winner. But I'm carrying that with me in this personal item with all of the different accessories that go with those mics. So on this side, this is the area that you can access from here, or you can access from, whoops, that needs to stay out of the way, or you can access from this top zipper too. So you have 2 different access points for this pocket. And so as you can see, the only thing I have left in this pocket is some extra clothes. And these are, because it is fall, these are pretty thick, heavier clothes. So that if you didn't have to, if your extra clothes could be a little lighter, like you're going to the beach, and you could probably do half this size for your extra set of clothes, and you'd have more room in this bag if you needed it, or it would just be lighter. It wouldn't weigh as much. So in here I have like a pair of socks. Well, I'll just show you. I have a pair of socks, some underwear. I have 2 more sets of my vitamins. In case my luggage gets lost, I wanted to make sure that I still have the vitamins to take if it takes a day or 2 for me to get my luggage back. So I put those in there. And then I have socks. I have some underwear, my favorite travel underwear, which I've talked about before. I have this super cozy, like loungy type shirt that I just got from Quince. If you watched my video last week, I did a whole capsule wardrobe with items from Quince, and this was one that is just, oh y'all, it's so cozy. It's like wrapping a blanket around yourself and you get to walk around in it all day long. It's just so nice. But it's thin, but it's not super thin. And then I have a pair of leggings and a thinner style, like, little vest. So, a perfect fall layering piece. This is another favorite. I got this from Amazon last year, and I wore this a ton last fall and winter. That is really nice. And if you are interested in any of these items that I'm talking about, I will have them all linked below in that description box, but also in the first pinned comment, because I know sometimes it can be challenging to get that drop down box for the description to actually work right. But you can be assured I will always try to remember to have all of the links in that first pinned comment, so it will be at the top of the comments when you go down there. And again, it's another good opportunity to hit that subscribe button. I did put it all in one of my favorite compression packing cubes too. And I believe that, other than pulling out my liquids bag, which we'll do right now, that is everything that I had in here. I will say I'm very impressed with this bag. In fact, it might win me over from using backpacks in the future. Now that you've mastered packing your personal item, it's time to tackle the rest of your suitcase. Check out this video next to avoid some of the most common packing mistakes travelers make. Thank you so much for choosing to watch this video today. I hope you have safe and wonderful travels.